Do it for Christ. Only got one life. Got one shot at this, I gotta do it right. Yeah, I gotta do it right. Yeah, gotta do it right. Yeah. Do it for Christ. Only got one life. Got one shot at this, I gotta do it right. Yeah, I gotta do it right. Time to throw in the towel. I've been holding on this for a while. I'm moving on my own skin. Crocodile, yeah, I'm washed in the blood. Made new, can't tell who I was. He saved me by grace. He did it just because. Yeah, my touch was on E.
What's up?
What's going on?
Hey,
Hello,
everybody. Hey, y'all.
What's happening?
Hey, what's today?
It's Wealthy Marriage Wednesday.
Come on. Oh,
That's how I feel about you, girl.
at the heartbeat.
So,
How y'all doing?
we glad that y'all made y'all self available to be here with us during this time. We talking about something for real, that's important.
Yes.
We're talking about borrowing from your own self.
For myself.
Yes, indeed. Girl, you got all kind of cash in hidden places.
Oh.
I bet many of us who've been working for a few years, you got something put up somewhere.
Yep.
Well, how can you use it to invest? They say, John and Joy, where are we going to find this money? Because we want to get these properties.
All right.
John and Joy,
What's that?
we looking to open a business to take it to another level, a side hustle
All
that we
right.
looking to grow to a business.
Okay.
John and Joy, we looking to get these contracts
What?
so that we can be self-employed instead of the man employed.
Hey,
And so if that's what you wanting to do and you looking for some capital, there's other ways besides begging, and there's other ways besides feeling like a hostage to the bank.
Yep.
And so we're going to talk about some of those different ways. I don't know about y'all, but I don't really like rejection.
Yeah.
Rejection is when you go in and you tell somebody your wonderful idea,
Yes.
and then you say, hey, would you fund this? And then they tell you no.
Uh-oh.
And then you feel some type of way about it.
Yeah, it happens.
It's demoralizing a little bit.
And especially when you notice like the best idea ever. You done poured your heart and your soul into it.
Yep.
And then they be like,
Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna tell you early on, this is the real stuff. Is obviously we didn't have any money. We talk about it all the time. So we said we had to learn how to borrow.
that's right.
But at the same time, but once we started borrowing, stuff was working out good. We went to one bank, local bank,
Yes.
and they decided that we was moving too fast for what they like.
Yeah.
I mean, what you mean we moving
Move
too
too
fast?
fast.
It's working. How are we moving too fast?
You getting paid, ain't you?
You getting paid. So they gave us some horrible terms and was
Yeah.
basically saying that we need to slow down, and that did not settle in me and Joy's spirit.
Nope.
Like, no, you need to slow down, and we
They
need to move
catch
on.
up.
Right. They need to
They need
catch up.
to catch up.
And so we said, hey, how wonderful would it be if we didn't have to go to the bank and beg and get turned down and denied,
Yep.
and people tell us that we're unworthy of their high standards. And then too, I don't know if you notice or not, but sometimes people of my particular persuasion,
Oh.
I'm gonna let that marinate. People of my particular persuasion
Yes.
and Joy's persuasion sometimes
Yeah.
don't get all the best treatment.
That's true.
As though when the scales is time to tip,
Oh.
is it going to tip in your favor or is it going to tip against your favor? Well, more likely than not, it ain't nobody ready to extend their reputation to say, oh, I'm rocking with this guy, John Mates, because
Yeah.
somebody's got to extend themselves for you. At the end of the day, most of banking has to do with relationships.
Yes, it does.
But that's the topic for another day.
Yes.
But the best thing where you already have the relationship is the relationship with yourself and your wife
That's right.
and the stuff that you all have accumulated over time.
Yeah.
So how can, instead of going to borrow from somebody else, how do you work it out where you can borrow from your own assets, from the stuff you already own? That's what we're talking about today. It's borrowing from who? From yourself. So we're going to be talking about today.
Yeah.
And ultimately, it's important to know that if we're either going to tell our money what to do,
Or the lack of will always manage you.
that was said really fast.
Hold on, or the lack of it will always manage you.
That's right. It'll always manage you because when you ain't got it, it's always on your mind.
Yeah.
But the people I know who got it like that, daggone it, man, they never think about it.
That show
I want to be one of those people who never has to think or worry about money because it's in abundance.
Yeah.
If you go to a bank,
Oh my.
they're going to need all of this stuff right here from you. You see that? I'm talking. Yeah, you can't even read it.
Lot.
It's a lot of stuff. It's a ton of stuff. They're gonna need mortgages, investment statements. They're gonna need 12 months trailing. They're gonna need past history. They're gonna need references. They're gonna want to know everything about your W-2. They're gonna go through your bank account and go from line by line and see, why did you spend this money on that? Why did you spend this money on that? Well, guess what? Instead of all that, why don't we look past that and look at being our own bank?
Yeah.
This is a much better way to do it.
Absolutely.
Is to become our own bank.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of different ways where you can bank on your own money. Like, how do you use your own money for investment and business purposes?
And you know what I like about this, John? It's just like, this is some of the stuff that you don't hear about regularly.
No.
But so many people, there are people out there that are using it all the time and consistently, but you don't hear about it. And that is even possible for you to be able to do that and to learn how to do it, and then you can pass this on to your kids.
Facts. And so what we're talking about is good debt.
Yeah,
we're talking about a group and a generation of people who don't have large amounts of capital on hand. And there's a safe way to do it. I guarantee you. If you like, save up your money and then do everything for cash. For those of us who started not in that kind of space and are not in that kind of space now, and you want to go faster and you're willing to take on more, what they say is risk, meaning debt. Good debt that's going to get you paid, then you got to become comfortable with it. And for many of us who had bad credit, who messed up a bunch of money, who had creditors calling them, who had a bunch of issues at different times, you have a bad relationship with debt. Debt is bad, and all we want to do is be free from debt.
I want to be free.
And so free from personal debt is great.
Yes.
Free from business debt, I don't know. It's arguable. There's a lot of people out there who feel more safe, more secure that way. You can handle market downturns. Highly recommend it. For those who have the ability to do all cash, 100% go all cash. The challenge that I see is that 90% of people will not make it to a point where they can get to any kind of reasonable scale in a reasonable working life frame with using all cash.
That's true.
And that a much better way to do it is to be able to get a skill set and then leverage other forms of funding to be able to feed your skill set. Specifically speaking, becoming, and what we're talking about is becoming your own bank. So we're going to keep going with this. So this is the HELOC. We love the HELOC. And the HELOC is, many of us been paying on a house, bought a house. Why not use some of the equity in the house for business purposes instead of remodeling your kitchen? Instead of paying some random college bill for somebody who's not even in your immediate family.
Oh my goodness.
Instead of what else?
Buying a car.
Buying some the upgraded, the cooled and heated seats in the back.
Oh my.
So you can look good like the king in the parking lot. You know what I'm saying? Like now you the Bum B and Pip C and the parking lot.
Wow, you
congratulations. Well, I did.
Yes, you did.
But anyway, you
how about we tell them what HELOC stands for those who don't know?
So it's a home equity line of credit. And so this is a wonderful way. You get really good terms. You already own the asset, and there's plenty of institutions who pretty easily cut you a loan on an asset you already own. And so you can take those funds and be able to invest them and make a much higher rate of return than whatever it is you're paying in interest. And the best part is you don't pay them until you borrow the money. It's just like a checkbook. It's like a credit card almost.
So
a big credit card with a much lower interest rate. Instead of paying 26% interest like you would on a credit card, you'd probably be paying 7, maybe 8, maybe 6, depending on what you got. So here's another one.
Ooh, cash out refi.
Yeah, cash out refi. So cash out refi. If you have a home and you want to get in investing and you're not scared, and I'm telling you, the scary part is being broke.
Yes.
I'm just letting you know. This is real. Your job is, they don't love you. I don't want to tell you. I hate to say this. I feel so bad.
But it's true.
Yeah, they don't love you.
Number.
Yeah. And then, yes, they appreciate your work. They appreciate that. But when it's time to lay people off or fire people, they're not looking at you individually. It's a business decision. It's based on a lot of organizational charts. It's based on future direction. It's based on some macroeconomic things that are out of your hands. And when it's time to make a cut, it's just a business decision. And so you need to make the business decision for yourself and start building some assets and buying some and having some other streams of income whilst on the job, or else one will end up potentially in a very bad predicament.
So what's the cash out refi?
Cash out refi is when you get a lump sum at once.
Okay.
Do not do this unless you already have an investment lined up. So if I have an investment lined up and I got $100,000 equity in my house, well, go ahead, get the cash out refi. They'll probably give you 80,000 and 100, and you take that money, and then you can go and use it for an immediate investment if you have it. Yeah. If you don't need it immediately, just use a line of credit. It's much better, and it's a better way to do things in general. Next.
Ooh, business line of credit.
A business line of credit. And so a business line of credit, you know that if you own a small business, there's a lot of ways you can just sign your name and get a line of credit.
Yeah.
Which is some money that you can use that has nothing to do with your day-to-day income, where you can feed your business and it's not attached to anything.
Right.
Many times these don't even need an asset. These are oftentimes unsecured or secured by your signature or secured by your name only. A lot of different options with that. Okay. Specifically, all those who are out there, maybe we'll talk about building business credit, which is very important, where you can sign for your business and your business can have loans and lines of credit that aren't even reported on your personal stuff.
Right.
So very good way. Another way.
Ooh, portfolio line of credit.
Yeah. So let's say you own some stocks in a brokerage or you own some investments. You can, instead of selling those and paying the capital gains tax, what you can do is take a loan against those. Much better way to do it. So then your NVIDIA stock is going up 10x instead of you having to sell it. And so then let's say there's a new AI stock that you invested in and it went up a little bit. You don't want to sell it. And so you want to hold on to it. Well, guess what? You know, you can take a small loan against it. Not too much, you know, because it's going to be pretty variable, but you take a small loan, or if you have some S&P 500 stock, take a little loan off it. And you could take a loan from your own holdings and still have the holdings going up in value. And so that is a wonderful way to do it. Much better than selling is taking a loan against your portfolio. Okay. Next is
your 401k loan.
Yeah,
we know about that.
Yeah, that's a good one because like your employer match. Like let's say your employer matches you dollar for dollar for the first 5% of your paycheck. Well, that means that 5% is just sitting there waiting, and it ain't even your money. This is house money. You can take that alone against that money and then go use it for some investments. It ain't bothering nobody. Why not do it? I mean, shoot, you going to let that money sit there, or you going to take it and go do something with it yourself? I like mine better than International Fund 7 with all the fees,
whatever,
and an algorithm and some college kid telling you how your finances look, talking about their financial advisor, but they broke. Yeah. I mean, come on, like, let's not do that. Take your money, get a personal financial education, and then you go put it in places. And I guarantee you're going to do a lot better than somebody who barely got out of school. All right, next time.
Not even doing what they're telling you.
That's not even doing what they're telling you, right? Self-directed retirement accounts.
Oh.
This is a good one.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, because sometimes you want to get into real estate. Well, did you know if you got a retirement account, you can self-direct that stuff? Like we own property inside of a retirement account. It was like, what? So it's called the Self-Directed Roth IRA Handbook. You can check that out. You can own them inside of a 401k, solo 401k. There's a lot of different things that you can do to be able to self-direct your retirement dollars. And there's a lot of stipulations and some restrictions and stuff, but it's a really cool way to be able to get into some different asset classes and buy some assets and some things that will pay you in the future. And you don't have to do it right now with today's money.
Oh, life insurance policy loan.
Yeah, and this is a real big one. If you have a cash value in your insurance policy and you're not borrowing against it, you're really slipping, because that's really what makes it make the most sense is when you have these cash value. Obviously, it's going to pay out guaranteed when you die if you have that cash value. But it's also the good thing is that you can borrow from it while it's alive, and that money is still going up. So take that money, borrow from it, use it for investing purposes. Yeah, it's a big deal. It's a really cool thing. It's the right thing. And if you need help with that, I want you to text me at 502-632-3005. We'll share with you the strategies we use.
That's right.
To borrow from our 401ks, and you move money around in IRAs, and we done lines of credit. We got lines of credit on investment properties. Any way that two people can access money. Guess what? We've been working it out, and it's been working out pretty good for us because we had to learn And so we're going to take our forced learning and be
Yes.
able to share with you the ups, the downs, the sideways, and share with you some of the success principles.
Yes.
So if you could be a person who could take your investments to the next level through using different ways to fund your stuff through that you already own and not having to go beg somebody else and put yourself in a whole bunch of risk and liability. Additionally, is text us at 502-632-3005 and we will do our best to share the game with you as we do it and not as in theory. So God bless you.
Yes.
And we hope that you got value out today.
Yes.
If so, why don't you hit a like button or a heart button? And just make us feel good.
It's easier to borrow from yourself than to borrow from some of the other entities.
And it's even better when you're doing it
together. Bye, y'all.
Bless us, family. It's time for Master Builders. Bye.